Well then, some of the dystopian measures, which say it's fallout safety and stuff like that, slowly they're trickling through. The United Kingdom, I think everyone who knows in the United Kingdom has rejected with a petition more than 3 million people that signed a petition. Thus, the Labour government then took it in consideration against this digital ID. The Prime Minister says it's to control and curb the flow of illegal immigration. It's them which are importing the illegals to impose measures like this and other dystopian things on the population. And something which is emerging through these things is you won't go to the boozer. They won't serve you without this digital thingy bob. It's a bit like going with a green pass. The time of the pandemia, basically. Otherwise, they won't serve you because it's demonstrate your age or something. Mainly all owners who own boozers of pubs, they do respect the laws. And I think this thing is pretty severe. And when it comes to foods, your carbon allowance, depending on what you purchase, type of foods, it's indicated a carbon allowance. What does that mean? When you reach certain limit, you won't be able to obtain any more of that type of food. People have to go hungry. You never know. They set ridiculous, non-scientific limits because everyone their calories which they need just to keep them, ticking, moving is different. But you can't make an average. People have to starve to death. People will have their thing blocked. You have to pay a fine. Because when it starts from this, and it will go on to meats and stuff like that, make it more expensive, limits and so on. There was a case in Austria of an elderly lady who needed a particular surgical intervention. And mind you, she's been chipping into the system for her all of her life. You know what they did? They just turned around and said no. She's not eligible. There are cases which they probably denied because of the age. This is true, but depending on the health of the person. Or it can just be a refusal. You reach a certain age, they're going to refuse you. So what's the point of having healthcare chipping in? And then afterwards they deny you and you have to go private. This is what National Health Service is all about, really. Due to mismanagement and people who are not entitled from other people from overseas, like illegals, which are practically getting free treatment. You have to pay for them, and you have to pay for yourself, and afterwards when you need it, they just turn around and say, no, you have to go private. What's the point of paying for it? This is absolutely disgusting. Slower how society is becoming. And obviously how taxations, I'm not going to start taxing this and that and that and that, and you're going to get lesser services for what you pay for. So what's the point of paying taxes for them, because they've been stealing for years and years and putting the money in their pocket? This is probably the truth, really, because politicians are not all honest to be honest. Dishonest. To be honest, this is the truth, basically. And what type of dystopian things? This thing about electric cars and gas stoves, slowly, they're taking away your liberties, and slowly they want to destroy you. And probably one day you have to depend from a centralised state for your needs. It's a bit like one of those science fiction films, basically, or one of those dystopian Marxist communist societies. We're heading towards that direction, folks. So, try not to comply much as you can, because as soon as you hand over your rights, you don't get them back. Nothing in certain countries, people tend to forget about when there was pandemic years of that virus. You know, lockdowns and all this energy, jibby jabs them up and side down, left and right side, and up people's arses as well. So it's basically a screen test they've done on us. Those who comply and those will probably fight to the end.